Ladies and gentlemen, imagine this. What if one day you picked up a ring on your way to your workplace, but bad things started happening to you? What will you do? Will you throw away the ring thinking that it's cursed, or will you just keep the ring thinking that you don't believe in such superstitious thing? The same problem is faced by a young boy who goes by the name Patrick. Last time in the story, Sam was telling us a story which his grandfather once told him. Let's see what will happen next. If you didn't watch the last two parts of the story, I suggest that you should watch those two parts first instead of this. And if you did, let's jump right into the story and see what will happen next. After massacring thousands of people, younger son left the center. After leaving the center, younger son started traveling towards the forest which was nearest to their kingdom. When younger son reached the forest, he was welcomed by thousands of the wizards of the forest, but younger son ignored them and continued walking. After a while, younger son reached at the front of a cave. The cave was owned by the chief wizard of the forest. Chief wizard and younger son both were friends from the time they both were children. When Chief Wizard was a child, he nearly got killed by a bear, but he was saved by the younger son. Since that day, they both were best friends. Younger son asked the Wizard Chief to revive Alan. Wizard Chief was shocked by younger son's request. He tried to explain that if he tried to bring someone back who is already dead, not only he will break the rule his ancestor made, but he will also break the natural flow of the energy, and no one knew what will happen next. But younger son was determined about his decision. Wizard Chief argued with younger son for a while, but in last he had to agree with the younger son. Wizard Chief, before performing the ritual, appointed a new Wizard Chief. The Wizard Chief knew that if he performed the ritual, he might die. Wizard Chief started preparation for the ritual. He poured few drops of his blood on the lifeless body of Alan, then explained that what is he going to do to the younger son. He said that the living energy of Alan had left her body and it's on its way to either hell or heaven, and he will try to replace his own life energy with the life energy of the Alan, and hopefully Alan will be revived. Younger son nodded. Wizard Chief also explained that he might lose consciousness or die during the ritual, so the younger son have to complete the ritual by reciting the remaining lines in his grimoire. Younger son said that he believes in Wizard Chief abilities. Wizard Chief started reciting the words. He recited lines after lines for straight 3 hours. When the Wizard Chief reached the last page of his grimoire, Wizard Chief started reacting abnormally. He started losing consciousness. After seeing Wizard's condition, younger son rushed towards the Alan's body. He poured a few drops of his own blood on Alan and started reciting the remaining 3 lines in Wizard's grimoire. But what happened next shocked younger son. Alan's body turned into a bright crimson stone, which was very similar to a ruby. By the time younger son tried to comprehend what happened, he got sucked into the crimson stone. The new wizard chief knew something like that could happen, so he casted a spell around the cave in which the ritual was held. The spell will trap the crimson stone and any other living thing inside the cave. The new wizard chief stated that Alan's and younger son's life force had been trapped inside the stone, and the younger son and Alan are now stuck in that ruby for all their eternity. Patrick said, "Dude, that story is messed up." Sam replied, "Why? They both got to meet each other even after death." Isn't it romantic? Patrick said, no, I don't think so. They both argued for a while. After that, Sam went home. Patrick threw himself on the bed and started thinking about the accident which happened 5 days ago, when he nearly got hit by his own father's car and found that ring. Patrick remembered that he took the phone number of the policeman who he gave the ring. Patrick, after thinking a while, got up. But as he was getting up, he saw something shiny on the bookshelf. He stood up and tried to find what the shiny thing was, but he was shocked. Patrick found it the same ring he found it on the way to school. Patrick was baffled. He clearly remembered giving the ring to the policeman. Patrick at once called the policeman. Patrick called the policeman whom he gave the ring. He called him several times, but he didn't answer. Patrick at once asked his caretaker to come with him as he wanted to go for a stroll. Patrick and caretaker left for the police station at once. Patrick was trying to convince himself that the policeman is not picking his phone because he might be busy. Patrick also thought that he might be imagining things and that he might have imagined his encounter with the policeman. But he had policeman's number. How could he imagine that? Patrick and caretaker reached the police station. The policeman who was in charge of the police station was not the same. Patrick asked the policeman about the last policeman who had his shift here about 3 days ago. But what policeman said nearly pushed Patrick into a state where he thought that he will get mad. Policeman said that 2 days ago the in charge of this police station had gone missing. His wife reported that her husband was not in bed when she woke up 2 days ago. It's been 48 hours and they have registered the case and are investigating. Patrick was shocked. On his way to home, he was thinking that if all these weird incidents didn't stop happening, he will lose his mind. When Patrick reached the front gate of his house, he was welcomed by the person Patrick loved from the bottom of his heart and always wanted to become a great person like him. It was his grandfather, Mr. John Brown. Mr. John Brown said, "Oh, you have gotten much taller from the last time I saw you. Nothing less expected from my grandson." Patrick was holding his tears up until now, but after seeing the person he greatly admires, he burst into tears. Mr. John Brown said, "Hey, smile. I didn't come all the way here just to see you cry." After dinner, Patrick and John sat down. John, to lighten up the mood of his grandson, said, "Hey Patrick, do you know who William Morgan is?" Patrick replied, "Yeah, Grandpa, you told me about him. He was the wealthiest pirate of all time. Many people are after his riches. Many theories says that he placed his wealth somewhere around the globe in the last time of his life." John said, "Excellent. Nothing less expected from my grandson." "You knew that I'm searching for his wealth, didn't you?" asked John. Patrick replied, "Yeah, you were traveling around the globe looking for some clues." John said, "Do you know why I'm after William Morgan's wealth?" Patrick said, "I don't know, maybe fame, money, but that's not like you. Why are you after his wealth?" John said, "I'm after his wealth because many stories on him tells us that he owns a ring which is called the Ring of the Crimson." John further explained that the ring is described as the most beautiful thing on this earth. The ring has a crimson stone on it and it also has engraving all over it. The ring is also described so beautiful that it can mesmerize any human being. Patrick, after hearing the ring's features, was scared. They were terrifyingly similar to the ring Patrick had. Patrick pulled out the ring, he found it on the road from his pocket and placed it in front of John. John, after observing the ring for a while, said, "Where did you find this?" Hey guys, my name is Sean and thank you for reaching the end of the video. I'm really sorry for not uploading for a week straight. There are some problems going on with my Wi-Fi and it will take some time. I have already registered complaint about it and let's see how much time it will take. I hope you are enjoying the story up until now. If you do, please like, subscribe and share this video as much as you can. If you share this video, it will really help me in growing my channel. And in last, stay fit, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.